Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something crucial for anyone in a leadership role or aspiring to be one. We're talking about intentional leadership.
Yeah, it's a term you hear, but what does it really mean in practice?
Exactly. And we've got some fantastic insights from excerpts from Intentional Leadership acknowledging every contributor. It really goes deep.
It does. It's not just surface level stuff.
Right. So, our mission today is to unpack how seeing everyone, acknowledging them, and being truly intentional about it, well, how that can completely change the game for a team.
Unlock potential. Build real connection. It's powerful.
Definitely. And we'll look at some maybe surprising examples you can actually use. Well, let's dive in.
Okay.
First up, the source calls this leadership rule #11. And it sounds simple. An effective leader acknowledges everyone in their business from data entry to executive management.
Seems obvious, right? Like
Yeah.
basic courtesy.
You'd think so. But the source immediately flags this really common and frankly pretty damaging scenario, where senior leaders kind of ignore frontline staff.
Or just look right through them. Yeah. But then they'll make a big show of paying attention to someone higher up.
Exactly that. And the source digs into why this is so bad. It's not just about being impolite.
No, it sends a really clear message, even if it's unintentional. It basically says who the leader thinks is valuable and who isn't.
And deeper than that, it taps into something fundamental. The source says it misses one of the biggest needs of any human, the desire to be seen.
It's huge. Being seen, acknowledged. It's validation. It signals you belong, you matter. It's almost a primal need.
It reframes leadership entirely, doesn't it? The source puts it perfectly. Leadership is not about being on top of the hierarchy. It's about being willing to listen, learn, and lift others up regardless of their title or position.
Absolutely. It's about service, not status. Lifting others up.
And think about the practical fallout when this doesn't happen. The source warns that leaders who fail here, they not only miss out on vital insights and ideas, but also risk creating a culture of disengagement and disillusionment.
Oh, absolutely. You get that silent quitting phenomenon.
Yeah.
Or people just doing the bare minimum because, well, why bother if no one notices?
And you miss innovation. Those frontline folks often see problems and opportunities no one else does. It creates these huge blind spots.
Which leads perfectly into the example the source uses.
Right. The Howard Schultz story from Starbucks, it's pretty remarkable.
It really is. Schultz didn't just stay in the corporate office. He made it a point to visit stores constantly.
Not just walkthroughs either.
No. He'd talk to the baristas, actually engage with them, ask them for their feedback and ideas. Genuinely curious.
He wanted to know what was really happening on the ground.
Exactly. And the source highlights this one specific interaction.
Yeah, this is the kicker. Talking with a barista, just listening, led to the creation of the pumpkin spice latte.
I mean, think about that. One conversation. And it becomes this massive global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
It wasn't dreamt up in some high-level strategy meeting. It came from the front line because the leader was willing to listen.
And that's the core point, isn't it? Schultz's approach, his willingness to value those contributions, it not only led to innovation, but also fostered a culture of inclusivity and empowerment.
You felt like your ideas mattered, even if you were making the coffee.
Precisely. It built a healthier, more dynamic workplace overall. People feel safe to contribute.
So when you think about that story, I mean, what really jumps out? How a simple act, repeated intentionally, sparked huge innovation and built a stronger culture.
It really makes you reconsider where the big ideas actually come from, doesn't it? Often it's not from the top.
It really does. That power of just seeing people, it's profound. But okay, let's build on that. Seeing is one thing, but our source pushes further. It's about truly understanding them too.
Which brings us to the next rule.
Yes. Leadership rule, #31. And this one might challenge some assumptions. It says, being an effective leader is less about being nice and more about being intentional.
It clarifies right away. Effectiveness is not based on being a nice person solely, but about being intentional.
So let's unpack that. What does intentional really mean here? How is it different from just, being pleasant or agreeable?
Well, the source defines it as really taking the time to truly know and understand each member of our team. And not just superficially.
Not just their job skills.
Right. It goes deeper. It's about understanding their motivations, values, and goals. What actually drives them? What do they care about personally and professionally?
That sounds intensive, like it requires real effort.
It does. It's not just a quick check-in. It's investing time to understand the whole person. What makes them tick? What are their aspirations? Even what might be holding them back.
And the source acknowledges why this often doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, it points out the reality. Most leaders do not take the time to invest in this way because they might lack the bandwidth. There's always so much to do.
The tyranny of the urgent,
Yeah.
always pushing out the important.
Exactly. Or sometimes leaders just don't understand the benefit to this principle. They don't see the ROI on that kind of deep relationship building.
But the source is really clear. This isn't optional for high performance. It says it's essential to the health of the team unit to understand each part in this way.
It's fundamental. If you don't understand the individual parts, how can you optimize the whole system? You're leading blind, essentially.
He's like trying to conduct an orchestra without knowing the instruments.
Perfect analogy. You need to know what each person brings, what inspires them, what challenges them.
And when leaders do invest this way, what are the outcomes?
The source says, by doing so, we create an environment where everyone feels seen, heard, and empowered to contribute their best work.
Seen and heard again,
Yeah.
but also empowered. That's key.
Yes. It fosters psychological safety. People feel safe to speak up, take smart risks, be vulnerable, because they know they're understood and valued, not just judged on surface performance.
And that collective potential we talked about.
That's how you unlock it. Through intentional leadership, we'll unlock our collective potential and achieve greatness together. It becomes synergistic.
There's another benefit too, right? Something more proactive.
Yes, this is really important. This deep understanding, it positions us to identify any potential red flags.
So you can see problems before they blow up.
Exactly. You can sense burnout starting, or notice subtle disengagement, or see where someone needs specific support or development. And it gives us an opportunity to work with the person for the betterment of themselves and the team.
So it shifts you from constantly putting out fires to actually nurturing growth and preventing problems.
Precisely. It builds resilience in the individual and the team. You're supporting people proactively, not just reacting when things go wrong.
Okay, so if you, the listener, connect this back, think about shifting from just trying to be nice to being truly intentional. How might that change your day-to-day interactions? What impact could it have on your team's effectiveness, their well-being?
It's a significant shift in perspective, isn't it?
It really is. And when you put these two ideas together, rule #11, acknowledging everyone, and rule #31, being intentional, you see how connected they are.
Absolutely. You can't truly acknowledge someone in a meaningful way without being intentional enough to understand who they are and what they contribute.
That surface level hello isn't the same as seeing their value because you've intentionally sought to understand it.
Right. The acknowledgement becomes genuine, rooted in understanding. It's not just politeness. It's recognition.
So these principles, they go way beyond just, good manners or basic
Wow,
management.
far beyond. They are foundational.
Yeah.
They're about creating an environment, an ecosystem, really where innovation thrives, where the team is resilient, and where people feel genuinely valued.
Seen, understood, empowered. That seems to be the trifecta.
That's exactly it. And that's where peak performance comes from, not just compliance.
Okay, so let's quickly recap before we wrap up. We've seen the huge impact of acknowledging everyone right down to the front line. The Howard Schultz PSL story is unforgettable proof of that.
A multi-billion-dollar latte born from listening.
And we've explored that critical difference between just being nice and being truly intentional, taking the time to deeply understand the motivations, values, and goals of your team members.
Which isn't just feel-good stuff. It's essential for unlocking potential and proactively supporting your people.
So as we leave you with these ideas, perhaps a final thought to ponder, drawing from the spirit of what we've discussed.
Yeah, maybe ask yourself this. As you move forward, how can you consciously weave more intentionality into your interactions? Not just to tick a box or be seen as a good leader.
But how can you use that intentionality to truly understand, to genuinely uplift, and ultimately to unlock the often hidden potential in everyone around you?
That's the real challenge and the real opportunity.
A powerful question indeed. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Great discussion.
We'll catch you next time.